Uh,
How'd it go? When did it have the whole screen?
that was just a preview, huh?
What does it normally look like?
Like this will be the view unless they'll control what gets put on the screen. Hey, Lenny.
Lenny,
Hey, how are y'all doing?
good, I see you peeking in here at me.
We were just trying to get it.
They'll control what gets put on the screen.
Hello.
Hey, how are
Hey,
y'all
man, how's everything?
We were just trying to get it.
It's way delayed.
Huh.
It's got a big delay.
All right, I think that's good enough, Joe.
Okay, we're gonna leave.
Check a note.
Okay.
Hey, Walter,
Bob, how's it going?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me at all? What'd I do?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can hear both of you.
Who's, I can't see you.
I know.
I can hear you, Walter. I think it might be Bob's volume control, perhaps.
Okay, I'm gonna blame it on Bob.
Well, yeah, I can hear you.
See Russ?
Hello, how are y'all?
Good.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Hello, hello. Hey, Walter, you look like an old goat.
Huh?
That's not very nice.
What did you say?
He said you look like an old goat
I am a little goat.
above your head.
Yeah. He's keeping an eye on me.
Just don't let any of those things jump off the wall at us.
I'm gonna try not to.
Are people gonna be talking tonight, or we?
Hello? Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Hey, Richard. Did your dad talk to you?
Sir,
Did your dad talk to you
uh,
here lately?
yes, sir. Yesterday.
Ah.
Kim, you eating supper?
I lost my
I'm-
picture. Does anybody else, are they able to see?
Oh, that's Leo.
I'm eating my snack now.
That is the, razors are considered not essential, I think.
Sorry.
Lenny, Lenny, are you there?
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm here, GW. Yes, I'm here.
As long as you can hear me, I can't, the only person I can see is myself. I could see everybody a while ago, but my,
Okay. Let me see if I can sneak down there real quick.
the main screen has gone gray. Says my network bandwidth is low. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Are you on your iPad? Are you on your
No,
iPad?
I'm on my computer, a laptop.
So you're, what Wi-Fi are you on?
No, I'm on my laptop, but I'm pulling my,
Okay, I'll be down there in a second. I'll be down in a second.
Hello, how are you? Oh, good.
Good. Aaron, is that a leak in your ceiling?
Hello?
Is that a leak in your ceiling?
No, that's decoration.
It looks good.
Yeah, I know, because it's decoration. Kelly, you always a troublemaker, you know that?
That's what Wiley said.
Yeah.
Russ. Oh, Russ is on mute. Oh, hey, Russ. You can hear me, I can't hear you. I just figured that out. Hey, Andrew.
Hello.
Am I as shadowy as I appear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
That was a heck of a question. There we go. It's better. Snacks.
Well, I see that everybody has survived the last month.
Very
think so.
well.
I think
Go
some
vertical.
of us have been very fortunate period with this coronavirus thing. We haven't had.
Kind of like the whole Tri-County area has gone into a bubble the last week or two. I ain't complaining.
Dorchester County's got the lowest rate in the state. It did yesterday. Boy, we're doing well.
Berkeley's right there if you take out that one nursing home in Hanahan.
Yeah.
But what is
Charleston's
it?
not bad to be as densely populated as it is.
But what is it? The rating, South Carolina is one of the lowest as far as citizens keeping safe. Is that something I saw?
We did the least social distancing and have one of the lowest infection rates. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we're all too poor to travel anywhere to get it. So.
Yeah. We're all
Might be
immune.
because they're not testing.
Yeah.
Beth, did you put it on there?
I did.
Where?
Hang on. It's not in a folder. Let me stick it in a folder so you can see it. Look under prior council meeting files.
Okay.
It's
Got it.
labeled as 2005, which makes sense to me.
So what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna do, GW, you're gonna see everybody who's talking.
Yeah,
Do it that way, you can kind of see everybody at one time.
no, just the one that's talking. I mean, I'm fine with just whoever's talking.
That's who yours.
Okay.
You can say hello to the mayor. Hello, Mayor.
Hello,
How
Mayor.
you? How's everybody?
Good.
Okay, thank you, Lenny.
You all have everybody's picture on, by the way?
I don't, but you
I
can.
do.
How do you?
Oh, you're on an iPad though, aren't you?
Can slide it to the right.
You switch to gallery view.
I did.
How do you do that? I forgot since last month.
If you slide it to the right, you can see the rest of the frame.
Little tic-tac-toe box.
You see him.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute.
All right, we're at 5:30.
You going? We can't go yet.
No, I'm not going.
What I slide to the right, I still don't see what I'm supposed to be doing.
Screen.
Top left of your screen, there's a little window-looking thing up there. Just tap on that.
There's nothing on top left of my screen.
Just say gallery view.
Wait a minute. They asked if I want to leave the meeting.
Nope. Should say-
I think Beth's gonna share a document anyway, so it'll take up pretty much the whole screen, Walter. She's gonna share the agenda and all that.
All right.
The maps.
As long as Beth can see what we're doing, that's,
I can see everybody.
Yeah, me too now. I got it.
Bob? Roll.
I'm good.
Yeah, well, it's your meeting.
I bring the meetings of Park and Recreation to order. And Amy, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jackson. Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of things on the agenda for tonight. I wanted to update you all on the Saul Alexander Inclusive Playground Project. In April, Dorchester County Council approved a contribution of $100,000 towards this project. In April, the project was also awarded $100,000 under the Parks and Recreation Development Fund, the PARD grant. The Miracle League is planning and wanting to make a presentation to council at the next available opportunity. So we're just waiting until we are back meeting at Town Hall for them to be able to do that. The second item is the remodeling of the Rollins Edwards Community Center's kitchen. This project will consist of installation of a grease trap, a hood, purchase of a 6-burner range, countertop griddle, and a convection oven. The project costs are estimated at $36,948.97. Hospitality funds can be used for this project. Are there any questions on?
Aaron, Kimma, do you have anything? to
Just
that?
one
I
question.
think-
Amy,
Go ahead.
when do you anticipate that you'll be completed with that remodeling?
It will probably take at least a better part of a month to get everything coordinated and completed.
Okay, that's pretty quick. Okay, thanks.
And does
I'm
that
not on
in-
the committee, but can I ask a question? Because that's going to be on the agenda later on, I think.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a part of the finance committee as well.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering why that wasn't included in the original contract, because it's sort of unusual to be doing a renovation when the building's pretty much brand new.
It actually
I can
was
answer
included
that.
at the beginning, and somehow during construction, it got taken off. No, Russ, go ahead.
Oh, it was discussed before final plans were done. Some staff wanted to put it in, other staff didn't. That staff overruled, so it didn't get into this final plan, get built.
Okay. Thanks.
I have a question. So you're saying that it's going to take about a month for all of that to be done. Does that include, like, if we approve this tonight and go forward with it, then it'll only take about a month after that?
No, that's probably once the time I'm able to get like POs and everything back. Ultimately, probably closer to a month and a half. But
Okay.
once we get started, once we're able to start installing like the grease trap and the equipment, we could probably do that in about a month.
Do I hear a motion?
Well, I make a motion that we go ahead and approve this money coming from hospitality funds for the renovation of the Rawlings kitchen.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Right. The last item that I had tonight is Sparkling Ice sponsorship opportunity. Sparkling Ice is partnering with towns across the country just to give back to local communities as part of their Cheers to Heroes campaign. They would like to sponsor construction of 2 pickleball courts at Doty Park, where the horseshoe pits currently are. The courts would be constructed in June and July of this year. In August, Sparkling Ice would like to host a community event to officially unveil the project alongside community members and Somerville residents. They would also like to host a dinner downtown in Hutchinson Square for local heroes. All project construction costs and the community event, anything towards that community event, they would cover those costs. Sparkling Ice would provide us with a sign that would be displayed at the entrance of those pickleball courts, commemorating the Cheers to Heroes campaign, and the town would be responsible for any permitting or insurance costs associated with the project.
Yeah, I think this would be a great project. And I think as we put these pads up, be it basketball courts or whatever, that we add features to change the poles and things like that so that we can use them for multi-use things as things move forward. Aaron,
The only question I had on it was Sparkling Ice is I think they're a for-profit corporation, if I understand it correctly. And I think they'll be using that spot for advertisement of their mission, which is to make a profit. I think some of these things have been done similarly with the school and with Coke and Pepsi and that sort of thing. So I'm not really opposed to it. I just don't want us to be in a position of picking winners and losers, you know.
Kim up.
No, I really don't have any questions.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion that we go ahead and we're just sending this on to finance
Correct,
for approval.
correct.
That Sparkle Ice that's going to sponsor this to go forward with the putting in the 2 pickleball courts.
Yes.
There's one little question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
The contract with them will be for what length of time?
Amy?
Well, their goal is to have the project completely done by August, so that way they can do that unveiling. So that would be the timeline that we're looking at.
But I mean, do we have an annual contract with them, a 2-year contract or what?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
There's no kind of contract like that, other than simply that sign would be a permanent fixture of that court.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I might interrupt just a second, Amy had sent me the documents and I was in the process of reviewing them and I have not completed that. I will have it done by Thursday night. So I just wanted to make sure that we aren't going to run afoul of putting a for-profit corporation advertising on public property. That might be an issue, and I just want to check, make sure we could be okay with that.
Okay.
Did we have that at the skating rink? We had businesses sponsoring that.
Yeah, and the town, is my understanding that we did, and the town does offer sponsorships currently, but it's less permanent things that I'm aware of, at least as far as jerseys, banners, displayed on town property, but this is certainly a larger project.
Anybody else have any input? All in favor of moving it forward to Finance Committee?
I think, I'm not sure if we got a second on my motion.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
second?
second you. We're just moving it.
okay. All in favor of moving it to Finance Committee?
Yeah,
Aye.
that's fine.
And Mr. Jackson, that's all that I had.
Guys,
All
it's
right.
actually not on the finance committee agenda. The Parks Committee was just, Amy was just asking them for approval to move forward with it. It's actually not on the finance committee agenda because we're not expending any funds.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Anybody else have anything to add or questions? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and call to order the regular meeting of the Planning and Development Committee. We have two items, it looks like, on our agenda. Item A, Ms. Schuler. Is she there?
Yes, I'm here. Item A is petition by Lena and Francisco Elizondo to annex Charleston County TMS number 37900000028, approximately 0.21 acres, located at 516 East Richardson Avenue, currently zoned R4 Single Family Residential in Charleston County, and will be zoned GR5 General Residential upon annexation into the town of Somerville's municipal limits. Proposed Council District 1. Planning Commission held a public hearing and made a recommendation for approval at their meeting on April 20th, 2020.
This is simply a single-family dwelling, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's not built yet, but yes,
Yeah, they're just going to build a house, right?
yes, sir.
Does anybody have any further questions for Ms. Schuler or any further discussion, or is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we move it forward for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Aye.
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 Good to vote. All right, item B.
Petition by James P. Doherty and Andrea Doherty to annex Dorchester County TMS number 13612010019, approximately 0.39 acres, Lot 3, Block D, located at 1116 Central Avenue, currently zoned R2 Single Family Residential in Dorchester County, and will be zoned GR5 General Residential upon annexation into the town of Somerville's municipal limits. Proposed Council District 4. Planning Commission held a public hearing and made a recommendation for approval at their meeting on April 20th, 2020.
Jesse, is this a vacant lot or an existing dwelling?
This is an existing dwelling.
Any questions for Ms. Schuler? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to move it forward for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye and or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Is there a motion to adjourn, or are there other matters for the committee?
So moved.
Second.
Adjourn? All those in favor of adjournment say aye.
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 It's unanimous.
Okay. I would like to open up the Public Works Committee. Russ, what do you have for us?
Yes, ma'am. I just have a few project updates, and there's one other item about illegal dumping in the Brownsville area, but go through the project updates first. The road resurfacing contract currently ongoing. Lane's construction is a little over halfway completed. This week they're paving in the T Farm area and hope to have everything wrapped up the next 30 days on that contract. Next item is the Bear Island Road project. If you've been out to the project, you've seen it's taking shape. It's really coming along. Official completion date on that is September 30. We hope sooner than that, but we're going to stick with September 30 for now. Project's still ahead of schedule and a bit under budget, so we hope it stays that way. Maple Street project, we are about to wrap up right away. I talked to our right away agent today. There's about 15 properties left to acquire. Next month, we will have at least two items on the executive session committee for condemnation for that property, maybe more, but we are getting to the end of acquisition. I actually put out the CEI RFQ today for construction inspection for that job, so it's coming together. We'll hope to go to bid later this summer or early fall later this year.
Madam Chairman, I got a question on the Maple Street. Russ, you know they're on the corner of Maple and Richardson. Well, I think you've already acquired that house. It's a pretty rundown house, piece of property, but it blocks that corner and visibility is real bad. If in fact we have acquired that property already, is there any way you can hurry up the demolition to just clean up that corner so it'll be a safer turn right there?
Yeah, so we've been cutting that corner. We've cut that corner twice now to open up the site triangle, so it is open now. We do have several properties we're going to need to demolish. I'm waiting to get a few more in hand, and we'll do them, most of them in one full swoop. But yeah, we're aware, and there are several properties that will need to be demolished. So we're keeping the corner open until that point. Any more questions on Maple?
No.
No.
Next item is Shepherd Park drainage. The final design work is done. We've got permitting for the pond portion of the work. We're waiting on permitting for the Peter Street portion of the work. We think this would be a good project for a rural infrastructure grant. We intend on submitting for that grant in September of this year to fund the construction. So that's our intent now. We hope to get under construction later this year if we get the grant. If not, we'll proceed normally. Parkwood Drive sidewalk, it's nearing completion too. There's a couple 100 feet left to pave. We're waiting on a couple of utilities to relocate. So those utilities are relocated, we can finish that sidewalk project and wrap it up. Next item is the Central Avenue sidewalk. Conceptual design is pretty much done. We're at a point now in the scope of the project. We had some public comment period. Obviously, with the condition we're in with the pandemic, we don't recommend a live public meeting, but I would like to place the plans on the website and give opportunity for people to review the plans and submit any comments they've got on the project. That would be the next step. And then once we acquire those comments, we can address them in the plans and move forward. If no one has any opposition to that, that'll be what we'll be doing with this project for public comment. All right, that's what we'll do. Last item is the Carolina Avenue traffic calming project. This, we are pretty much done with the design. I'm at a point now, I've reached out to the supplier of the curb delineator system and the pavement marking contract to get pricing. Once we get pricing, we can set up the work to be done, order the materials, and once the striping is done and the new pavement marking is done, we'll come back with the curb delineator systems at the 5 intersections and get those in place. So we're getting real close to finishing this project. Any questions?
Russ, is there a schematic of what this might look like?
There is, if you guys want, I don't know how to share it on here, but yeah, we have drawings really ready to go. So if
Okay.
you come out of the office, he wants to come out of the office, I can email it to you tomorrow if you wish.
That'd be
Okay,
great.
thanks.
Okay. And those drawings you'll get, they may change some, but you'll get the idea of what we're trying to do.
Okay.
The last item is discussion of illegal dumping in the Brownsville area. I think Mr. Brown asked to put this item on the agenda.
Yeah, well, we've had this going on for some time, and it's not the residents. It appears to be small-time contractors, landscapers and guys doing small construction work. And they're dumping in Brownsville for some reason. And at one point, we put up a couple of dumping signs, and I took a photo of the dumping sign, and they were dumping a bunch, and there was a bunch of debris there that had been dumped. So they're not even paying attention to that. There's a couple of key streets where they're doing that. And I wondered whether the committee would be amenable to trying an experiment, maybe with some cameras, surveillance cameras, to see if we could get some license tag and find some of these people who are doing that. I think once we write some fines on some of them, I think it'll quit. I've seen 2 or 3 pickup trucks doing it, and other people have spotted them too, but we haven't been able to get anything to identify who's doing it. And it's just an eyesore. Right now, we're making every effort we can through Rebecca and through Russ to try to clean up Brownsville and make it a more attractive area. And it is becoming more attractive, and we've done a pretty good job over the years. I just want us to go backwards with this type of hazardous dumping. And they're dumping stuff that's hazardous too: paint cans, tires, old TVs, whatever they can dump. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention. We've talked about it at the Civic Association and wondered what we could do. So I thought I'd put it on the agenda, and I'd like to see what your thoughts are on it. Might get Lenny to investigate, see what it would take to put up cameras, maybe on a couple of poles, and see what happens.
Yeah, yes, sir. Code enforcement has actually gone out and then tried to look and see if they could find things in the actual debris to pin it on someone, and they haven't been able to find anything, receipts, anything of that nature. So they are going to look into some sort of surveillance and figure out if that's the best thing for us to do for that situation. I know that we've already put up some no dumping signs in different places, but if there's any more of those that you think we need in certain places, let us know. And then code enforcement will be the one that's trying their best to actually find someone there.
Well, if you want to try putting up a couple of no dumping signs, I'll have Rich get in touch with me. I've got a couple of spots where he can put up some signs. Maybe that'll help. It has helped somewhat in the past. It's just some places, a couple of places, they're ignoring the signs. And I'll follow your lead on that. I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the town so that we've really got a problem. And it's, we just want to see what we can do about it. If code enforcement can mediate the problem, that's fine with me. I just want it taken care of.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I've had the same problem on Benton Lodge, and it's actually on top of a storm drain cover. And we put up a sign, no dumping, and they just throw the stuff on top of the sewer drain.
Well, we've got a good area that I serve, but sometimes for some reason, I guess things get ignored. But we'll see what we can do. Let's see if that works. We'll try to see what we can do. I'm bringing attention to the residents over there. Maybe they'll try to get some license for us.
Okay, any other questions?
I have one. Russ, as far as the final drawings or whatever it's going to be on 5 Point, do we have that yet, or?
Yeah, yes, sir. Almost. We have a lot more information now, and it'll be on the June agenda. I would like to talk with each of you and show you what we have, what the staff recommendation will be. And I'll be sending an email out to everybody tomorrow or early Monday morning to set up some time next week to talk with each of you and show you where we are and where we go from here. But it will be on the June agenda.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no other questions or comments, do we have a motion to adjourn? The
I'll
public
move
work.
the adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.
All right, if we're done, we'll move on into the finance committee, and I'll ask Andrew now if he'll give us a presentation on the finance report.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. I'll give the report on the April 30th financial condition for the town of Somerville. We're approximately 1/3 of the way through the year. Collections and revenue for the month are approximately 292,000. Expenditures for the month, approximately 2.7 million.
I've got a point there, a question, Andrew.
Yes.
I noticed on your license permit and fees that your revenues are way down. I guess, does that have anything to do with our leniency with some of the people we're working with because of the virus situation?
It does. We're starting the renewal process a little later. The previous periods have been including the period renewals, and then also the deferments of the collections. So the collections are down, the revenues will be down, but it looks right now the collections are down. Just in comparison, last year is around 500,000 collected for April. This year it's around 70,000. So yeah, it's quite a large decline, but some of that should be collected when the companies pay after their deferment periods.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's really nice for this. I can see all
And then going through our revenues, property taxes collected approximately 25,000. We're discussed the license permits and fee collected around 2,000 for court fines around 1,000. And then state revenues, no collections, again, kind of a deferment, and also the state with all their action due to the virus, they're a little behind getting their payments out to us. Miscellaneous revenues for the period, approximately 15,000. And then other financing sources were 176,000 transferred from the hospitality fund. Impact fee balances, Parks and Rec facilities has a balance of 297,000. Fire facilities has a total available balance of 624,000. Municipal facilities, total available balance of 355,000, with a total impact fee balance of 1.27 million. Impact residentials collected at 1,135 in revenues for the period with no corresponding expenditures. Impact fee commercials collected approximately 9,700 for the period with no correlating expenditures. Local hospitality tax collected 204,000 in license permits and fees, with expenditures 274,000. And the majority of those expenditures were the transfer to the general fund, and also a $73,000 Sawmill Branch project expense. Stormwater management fund, approximately 28,000 collected for the period, and 101,000 in expenditures for the same period.
Anything else, Andrew?
No, sir, unless anybody had any other questions.
Any questions off, Andrew? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Somebody said, wait a second.
I was thinking.
Okay.
Me,
Beth, you
sorry.
want to take over with the finance committee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. go
Next
ahead.
is a request for $200,000 to renovate Somerville High School Memorial Stadium.
I'll make a motion, we approve that request.
Yes,
I'll
second.
second. I'll second.
Motion made and seconded that we spend $200,000 to renovate Somerville High School Memorial Stadium. And second, any discussion?
Just for the record, this is a joint effort between us and the county and some other entities, right?
Right, Somerville County and Dorchester School District 2.
Yeah.
And that was just going to be my only kind of clarifying comment. This 200,000 is a relatively small portion of a very extensive renovation project, and just want to make sure that by Mr. Jenkins's motion that we're not obligating the town to do anything if partners don't also step up to do their part.
Exactly right. Anybody else?
Because I believe of the three entities, we are putting in the least, right?
We're putting in right now, that's an equal amount to, we know that's an equal amount to the county at this time. The school district, we don't know exactly what, we know that they did tell us they put in 200,000. Now I know that they're gonna put in more than that. Just, we don't know yet. We got a meeting with them next week, I think. We'll find out. This is a multi-million-dollar project. And this is just some seed money to get them started. And when this thing's over with, hopefully, you know, it'll be open to the town, you know, so this is just getting them started.
Well, and that's the advantage to the town is that not just the stadium itself, but the parking area behind the stadium and the old Somerville High / Rawlings gym would be renovated and open to the public for events, public events, and potentially recreation activities in the gym. In that context, I think the 200,000 would be well spent. I'm presuming that this is going to come. I don't think the motion said what fund balance it's coming from.
This would be
This is
general
coming out of
fund.
hospitality tax.
Oh, yes,
Gen-
this would be hospitality tax.
That's what I thought. So I would move to amend Mr. Jenkins's motion to approve this request contingent upon the participation of the county and the school district, and that the funds come from the hospitality fund balance.
I'll second the motion to amend.
Okay, so motion to amend that it be continued upon the county and the school district coming up with the same amount. All in favor? Well, any discussion on that?
Sounds
Not all
good.
in- Excuse me, go ahead. Somebody have something?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, all in favor signify by raising your right hand.
Yay.
Or yay. Beth, you got everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move on. Ayes carried. Move on to C. You get ready.
Next is a request from Dorchester County for $200,000 for the Trident Technical College Dorchester County campus.
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
I'll
And I
second
will
that.
second.
Okay, motion made and second. We give Dorchester County Trident Technical College $200,000. Now this will come out of the general fund, right, Rebecca?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yes, if you just go ahead and clarify, this is also a joint venture and what all they're going to be doing.
Right, this is a joint venture with Dorchester County. Trident Tech is putting the
Campus.
campus down in Oak Brook, right at Dorchester Road and Trolley Road down there by McDonald's, where, what was the name of that store down there?
Big Lots.
Big Lots. where
The old Big Lots.
store was, the old Big Lots. And it's a several $1 million project. And the county's gonna pay, I think they're paying $20,000 a month rent on that facility down there. And like I say, they putting up several $1 million, and they had asked us would we donate 200,000 towards it. And so that's what we're doing. And that's going to help pay off the balance, I think, on the building down there, the renovation on the building.
I think this is going to be a great thing for our town and community, that a lot of the students here in the Somerville area will not have to drive all the way down to North Charleston to attend some of their classes, and they can stay right here in the area.
Yes, I was involved in this project when I was at the county, and the Trident Tech intends that you can take all of your general education classes. So any of your prereqs that you need for math and English, you'll be able to take there, and you won't have to go to Rivers Avenue, or you can take them and then transfer those classes. Also, all of your prereqs for your health sciences, so your nursing, medical assisting, all of those, you'll be able to take those there. Cosmetology, computer sciences, and the rear of that building they're going to use for certification, so people can take the certifications and the classes to be HVAC certified, which is a huge need at this time. If any of you guys have ever have recently tried to get your air conditioner fixed, you will know that that's a huge need. So we're very excited about that project.
Rebecca, you know when they're going to open up?
They're hoping for the spring of 2021. We had hoped for much sooner than that, but the renovations to the building and the design took a little bit longer than everybody was thinking, because it's an old, it was an old grocery store years ago. So turning that into classrooms, and classrooms that meet all the requirements with all of the technical requirements, especially for the computer science classes, that has taken a little bit more than everyone was thinking. So it's a project that's over $2 million.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All in favor, signify by raising your right hand or aye.
Hey.
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Ayes carried.
Next is the vehicle surplus, all from the fire department, all funds to go to the general fund. The first is Car 8, a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria, a 1997 E1 fire engine to the Pine Ridge Fire Department, and a 1997 E1 fire engine to the Lincolnville Fire Department.
Mr. Mayor, I would move approval of surplusing all three of those vehicles.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded that we surplus 3 vehicles from the fire department. Any discussion?
I just got one question. Are the fire engines going to be given to those 2 fire departments, or are they going to be sold to them?
They're going to be sold.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I'd just like to say, I know we've done police cars for Lincolnville in the past, and now the fire engine. And I would hope they would take that into consideration when we may want to use the property that's in their town limits and clear some of it for a park or whatever use we'd like to use it for.
I would, Mr. Jackson, I would certainly hope that we can continue to work very closely with the town of Lincolnville, but to be clear, they are paying us for this fire engine.
Yeah.
Bob, I know you and I didn't have time to talk but a few minutes before the meeting, but give me a call in the morning and we'll talk about that some more.
All right, thank you.
Any questions on surplus in this? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right hand. Beth, you got everybody?
Yes, sir.
Ayes carried.
All right, next is the financial requisitions. A, authorization for the police department to enter into a cleaning contract in the amount of $1,995 per month from JanPro. The agreement will be signed once funds are received from the Coronavirus Emergency Supplement Funding Grant. The funds are a direct allocation from the federal government in the amount of $36,766.
I make a motion that we approve this, especially since we don't have to pay for it.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. We accept this grant. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your right hand or saying aye.
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 Got it, Beth?
Yes, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, motion carries.
All right, next, authorization to issue a purchase order to Yellowstone Landscape in the amount of $67,000 for the annual maintenance of the 199 interchange. This was completed by bid process. Funds to come from 2020 hospitality funds, and the request is from the Parks and Recreation Department.
That motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve this.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. We spend $67,000 for the maintenance on the interchange 199. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Just to be clear, this is from budgeted 2020 funds, not from the hospitality fund balance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's correct.
And I believe if, and Andrew may want to clarify, but I think Amy told me that they had close to $200,000 in the budget for this, because they didn't really know how much it was going to be. So 67 is much better than 200, so.
Okay, so it's not coming from the fund balance, from the hospitality fund balance?
Actually, it's actually from budgeted 2020 funds, so we might have to do an amendment at some point to spend the additional money.
If we decide to spend that additional money.
Okay.
I don't know. Collect might have to pick up some first.
You have to collect it first, I understand. the
Yeah,
revenue.
that might help for the reduction in collections that we're going to have from the past 3 months, so.
Fair enough.
Good, it's a good deal, I know that.
You vote.
Hello?
Sorry, y'all froze for a second.
Yeah.
Did you vote yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Your right hand. Got it, Beth?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right, last is
Okay.
authorization to issue purchase orders to Coastal Sprinkler Company, Melfi Plumbing, Ferguson, and FRS in the total amount of $36,948.97 for renovations to the Rollins Edwards Community Center's kitchen. Funds to come from 2020 hospitality funds, and the request is from the Parks and Recreation Department.
Make a motion, we approve that expenditure.
I'll second that.
motion made and seconded. We spend the $36,948 for the kitchen at the rec center. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to ask a question. So when we built the rec center, we didn't plan to have sprinklers in that area, or were we just waiting until we actually put in the kitchen?
If I recall, the final specs on the rec center called for a catering kitchen and not a full kitchen. And I think Mr. Cornett kind of alluded that there may have been differences of opinion within the staff on that. And now we're moving away from just having a catering kitchen. Is that basically it?
Yes, there are different sprinkler requirements for a full kitchen versus a catering kitchen, because it's going to have a stove and a hood.
All right.
Am I right?
You're frozen.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, yes, you're correct. There actually are sprinklers in the kitchen, but the hood there requires a fire suppression system.
Right.
That's in addition to what's already there.
Okay, all in favor, signify by raising your right hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Got it, Beth? Ayes, carried.
Mr. Mayor, I'd move that we adjourn the meeting of the Finance Committee.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Ayes, carried.
Aye.
You need to take a quick break before we start the council meeting?
Yes, sir.
Say yes, you need to take a break?
Yes, sir. I'm giving you permission.
I don't need to take a break. I'm asking y'all.
I'm good to go.
I'm good. Whatever you want to do, let's roll.
I'm good.
I call the council meeting to order. And Mr. Jenkins will have the invocation and the pledge allegiance to the flag for us.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the technology and the ability to have this meeting in service to our citizens. We ask that you watch over our discussions and our deliberations and guide them in accordance with your will. Thank you for watching over our town, our county, our state during this arduous time, and we ask that you can continue to keep us all safe, and especially watch over all those who protect us at home and abroad, and really especially for those in all aspects of healthcare. We ask all this in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
To the public
Republic
For which
With
stands
one
One
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and
liberty and
justice
justice for all.
Amen.
That was rough.
First I ever heard. Okay. Approval of the minutes of the previous council meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the town council meeting and the standing committee meetings at one vote.
Second,
I'll second.
motion made second to approve the minutes of the April 9th, 2020 and 2020 meetings. That can't be right, but anyway. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Hand right hand. Ayes, carried. Okay, public comments.
All right, I only have one for tonight for the public comment section.
Okay.
This is from Steve DePinto, who is an accredited and certified pickleball instructor. Dear town representatives, I was excited and motivated from the opening ceremony of the Rollins Edwards Community Center to help bring the sport of pickleball to the town of Somerville. The rec staff and I worked together to order equipment, lay out courts, and promote the game. What started out with a handful of players last year has become a destination for many players throughout the area. From lessons to tournaments, pickleball has truly come a long way at the rec, especially for our senior population. With the governor now opening up sports facilities in the state, if you are apprehensive about opening under regular play, I would like to offer some suggestions to modify playing conditions until this virus is under control. In discussions with other pickleball coordinators in other states that are open, there's a safe way to play under current conditions. Since there is no direct contact with players in pickleball, similar to tennis, the health issues are minimized. 1, all players must wash hands and/or sanitize hands before playing. 2, all players must wear masks on and off the court during playtime. 3, no shaking hands or contact after a match. 4, all balls and paddles should be sanitized after each day of play. Physical activity is vital to the well-being of all, especially our senior citizens. Please feel free to contact me with your questions and/or thoughts regarding this issue. Looking forward to bringing pickleball back to the rec. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll go into our public hearing now. Beth, you want to give us that? What the
Yes,
public
sir.
hearing's about?
I had 2 submissions to read during the public hearing. The first is from residents of the Del Webb Development, Joel Aronson, Steve Fleeker, Tom Conroy, Donna Dunavant, Earl Everts, Pat Heckert, Frank Swiggett, and Susie Turner. Dear Mayor Waring and Town Council Representatives Bailey, Brown, Gardenschmidt, Jackson, Jenkins, and McIntosh, we are sending along this written communication to become part of the public record for the comments portion of the agenda at the May 14th Town Council meeting, realizing that we will not be able to appear in person to make comments before the council, as some of us have regularly done in the past. We are neighbors in the Del Webb Nexton community, writing to once more confirm our ongoing review of the proposed Sheep Island development, which will again come before the council for consideration after plan revisions over the past few months. We know the PUD itself is not being considered at the May meeting, but understand it is an exhibit of the development agreement which is on the agenda. Our growing community, which now includes more than 200 homes, will eventually be made up of 1,000 homes, 2,000 residents. We have moved to Somerville from every region of the country and from every career field. Many of our residents are veterans, and many have dedicated their lives to public service. We could have chosen any place to make our homes in our senior years, and we chose Somerville. This is where we have made substantial investments in homes that range in cost above $500,000. This is where we are glad to generously patronize stores and restaurants and doctors and dentists and local providers of every type. This is where we hold membership in churches and civic organizations, and where we reach out to serve in a wide range of volunteer causes, from toy drives and monthly food drives to serving in schools, and this month sewing hundreds of face masks for medical workers in town. This is the place we enjoy calling home. You would understand that since first hearing of plans for sale of the Whitfield acreage, we have viewed with concern the new development proposed along the edge of our already established senior community. And you would understand that we would advocate to protect our property values as well as our security. Del Webb is a guarded, gated community. Fees are required to cover that security for our residents' needs. Over the past year, we have appreciated the outreach of the Somerville staff, keeping us informed of the proposal status and granting us opportunities to make our requests known. The developer and his representative have also been open to meet with us and hear our input. Our primary concerns from the outset have been that no busy access road run along our community's edge, that only single-family detached dwellings be built on parcels that abut our community for the life of the development, and that a minimum 50-foot buffer of the mature natural tree line vegetation currently in place be preserved along the development's boundary with Del Webb Nexton to help ensure privacy and security for communities on both sides. We are pleased to see that the latest revision of the conceptual land use master plan no longer shows an access road running the length of our community's edge. We were pleased as well when we met with developer Stefan Hoyer last summer, and he assured us that only single-family detached homes were planned for the land parcels which abut our community. We would be grateful to see documentation to that effect in the PUD, extending throughout the life of the development and pertaining to any developer which might assume the property. Finally, we offer our sincere appreciation to Mr. Hoyer and his team for the notification to us early this month that the PUD will be amended to provide a 50-foot buffer preserving the natural tree line vegetation already in place where the Whitfield property borders our community. We anticipate the confirmation of that important buffer change to the PUD as well. The incorporation of these provisions into the PUD would indicate Mr. Hoyer's willingness to honor our concerns over this past year and would exemplify his intention of being a good neighbor to the right next door residents of Del Webb Nexton. This gesture would generate a springboard of support for the type of development which adheres first to the hallmark standard of honoring a town and its people for betterment. We look forward to appearing and offering comment in person at the June Town Council meeting if conditions allow. While we are representing ourselves in this communication, we bring the support of a host of our neighbors who you will recall filled previous town hall audiences as the chief proposal appeared on the agenda last year. Please reach out to us if we can provide further information. We look forward to your continued willingness to weigh the safety and well-being of the Del Webb Nexton community as we do all we can to be a vital part of Somerville now and in the years ahead. All right. The next submission is from Mr. Brent Jabodlo, Vice President and General Manager of Nexton, Mr. Tommy Baker, owner and president of Baker Motor Company, and William S. Helmley, President and CEO of Home Telecom. Dear Mayor Waring and Town Council members, on behalf of Nash Nexton LLC, Baker Motor Company, and Home Telecom, we write to provide comments on the above referenced proposed development agreement to be considered by Town Council at its meeting on Thursday, May 14th, 2020. As you may know, a development plan for the subject property has been previously presented to Town Council. A PUD was approved at first reading on May 20th, 2019. A proposed development agreement relating to this PUD did not receive sufficient votes at a first reading by Town Council on July 11, 2019. To provide additional context, a copy of a letter dated September 10, 2019, which was sent to Mayor Wiley Johnson and all council members by outside legal counsel for West Rock Land and Development, formerly Midwest Vaco, and Nash Nexton, is attached here too. Since the first reading of the prior proposed development agreement failed on July 11, 2019, changes in the wetlands delineation of the subject property have resulted in modifications to the applicant's plan of development. However, as landowners who may be impacted by this proposed development, we would like to reiterate that we have continuing concerns with the traffic impacts and the applicant's traffic study. We understand that Berkeley County shares many of the same concerns related to traffic impacts. We would like to acknowledge the efforts of Town of Somerville's council and staff to address these concerns, specifically the commitment to a third-party review of the applicant's traffic study by a traffic engineering firm. We understand this third-party review is currently underway. We believe it is essential that all impacted parties know and understand the findings and conclusions of the third-party traffic study review prior to the final consideration of this development agreement. In this context, it is also important to note that the applicant's plan of development will require changes to the town's comprehensive plan, and therefore these traffic concerns warrant close scrutiny. We recognize that the revised development plan contains a reduction in the total developable units, most notably in the residential classification. However, the planned commercial density has increased by 100,000 square feet to 500,000 square feet of shopping center retail land uses. For context, such a development would be 30% larger than North Charleston's Tanger outlet. Yet the proposed development plan calls for only one point of access with full ingress and egress, which seems insufficient for the traffic to be generated by such a large-scale development. By comparison, Tanger Outlets possesses 3 points of full access, including a direct exit from Interstate 26. We note that the traffic limitations created by this proposed development could result in a significant reduction in the scope of the commercial planned uses previously granted to the Nexton property by the Town of Somerville in the Nexton development agreement. The applicant's fiscal impact assessment may require modification as well, based upon a final and fully vetted traffic study to ensure a complete understanding of the proposed development's fiscal impact to the Town of Somerville. We stand willing and ready to lend our efforts toward collaborative solutions to any real or perceived adverse impacts, traffic or otherwise, relating to this proposed development. We are confident that Town Council would complete a thorough analysis of the impacts prior to final approval. And that's all I have.
That's all you got? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Anybody else on public hearing?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
This is Robbie Robbins on behalf of HIC Land LLC. Good evening, sir.
How you doing, Robbie?
I'm doing good. I'm in my office with Doug Nickel, who is the local land acquisition director for HIC Land LLC. And I think somewhere on here down at the bottom of the screen is our boss, Stefan Hoyer, the owner. And
Yes,
we are certainly pleased to be here tonight in front of you again. And thank you all for allowing us to participate. I know this is not ideal for anybody, but we really appreciate the opportunity to be on the agenda and to move this project forward. And I guess before I begin to talk about the development agreement, I would say congratulations to you, Mr. Mayor, and to Councilman Jenkins for your election. I don't know if we've been, I can't even remember what I was doing before this shutdown started, but I don't know that we properly congratulated the two of you on your election. So congratulations, and we look forward to working with you. Much has changed, Mayor and council members, from a year ago. When I first got involved in this matter, I think it was in late August, and we had intended originally to build up to 1,700 single-family homes on this property. And everybody's favorite federal agency, the Army Corps of Engineers, drastically increased the wetlands on this property when we got our delineation back. And that has forced Mr. Hoyer and Mr. Nickel and their team to go back and reshape the development. And quite candidly, I think they've got a very good project now. Not that they didn't have a good project before, but I think what they've gone back and created is even better. And we now have a reduction down to 660 homes. So we've got over 1,000 home decrease from what was originally planned. And at the direction of more than one council member, when we met back in the summer, we increased the commercial aspect of the property to 500,000 square feet. And that was done last year. There's not been an increase this year. That was done back then. But we've got a very good handle on where we are now. We have worked with the Del Webb community. We have not been forced to do that. We've done that voluntarily. We've met with them on multiple occasions. Just about all of us have. We have tried to be very good neighbors, as Mr. Hoyer has told y'all he would be from the get-go. And we have agreed to a natural 50-foot buffer that is in the conceptual land use plan, and that document has been amended to reflect that and has been sent to Ms. Schuler. We have agreed to only do single family homes, and we have agreed not to have that road running back there. So I think we have easily satisfied all of their concerns, and we've had great communication with those folks. We are certainly hopeful to have that same kind of communication with Newland. We understand the points that they are making, but we believe that our revised traffic study has addressed those concerns. We believe that we have got a good plan going forward. We have talked with staff about having a second access road, and at a point when commercial reaches 50%, we will put that second access road in. We are confident that the traffic impact study will meet the approval of the third-party reviewer. And if they have any changes that need to be made, we're willing to sit down and talk to them about it. But Mr. Hoyer has said from day one that he would mitigate his traffic impacts, and he stands by that, and we're ready to do that. We believe this is going to be a very good project for the town. It will have a positive economic impact. We got the revised economic impact analysis into y'all this week, and we look forward to getting this thing underway. And Mr. Hoyer and Mr. Nickel are available to answer any questions you might have, but we appreciate your willingness to allow us to move forward.
Thank you, Robbie. Anybody else?
May I say something, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for hosting this forum. I just wanted to basically tell you that Robbie, Doug, and I, and the rest of our team have tried to do the best we can to work with both the Del Webb folks and really have tried to gear this development to become a first-class development. We're proud to be in the town of Somerville, or we're proud if we can be in the town of Somerville. And we feel it's unfortunately we lost a lot of homes due to the wetlands, but now the homes are all pretty much backing up to wetlands preserve, and that has increased the sales pricing of those homes. So it's mitigating some things there, and we're just very proud of it. And we hope that we can be good neighbors with Nexton, and certainly all the impacts that we are creating, we are going to want to mitigate. And we stand by that now, and we'll stand by that forever. So thank you for hearing us tonight, and we stand by for any other questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoya, and I appreciate what you've done. Enjoyed working with you and you trying to reach our goals, which I think you've done a great job to do, and also please the neighbors out there. I know you've done a good job, even though they're outside the city limits. You want to be part of Somerville, and that makes me proud. I'm a true Somervillian. And I think that you've got a great project. You all have done a good job to satisfy us, especially with your economic development, that what we need in Somerville. I'm looking forward to working with y'all and getting y'all in our town. That's what we want. We want people that want to be part of Somerville.
Thank you.
And putting your money in our town, and that's what y'all want to do. So I appreciate what you've done and what you want to continue to do. Looking forward to the traffic study. I think it'll work out good for us, and you know, everything will work out fine. But thanks for your all your help that you've done for the neighbors out there. That's a lot of developers won't do that, but I appreciate you doing that.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Okay, anything else under public hearings? Is that everything on public hearings?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that'll end our public hearings. And we move on to petitions.
Petition by Lena and Francisco Elizondo to annex Charleston County TMS number 37900000028, approximately 0.21 acres located at 516 East Richardson Avenue, currently zoned R4 single family residential in Charleston County, and will be zoned GR5 general residential upon annexation into the town of Somerville's municipal limits. Which is in proposed council district 1.
Make a motion, we approve this petition.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and second. We approve this petition. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Got that, Beth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right.
Let's move on to the next one.
Next, petition by James P. Doherty and Andrea Doherty to annex Dorchester County TMS number 13612011019, approximately 0.39 acres, Lot 3, Block D, located at 1116 Central Avenue, currently zoned R2 Single Family Residential in Dorchester County, and will be zoned GR5 General Residential upon annexation to the town of Somerville's municipal limits. And this is in proposed council district 4.
Mr. Mayor, I would move that we accept the petition and give first reading to the ordinance.
Second. I hear a second.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Signify by raising your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Got that, Miss Beth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ayes carry. Move on to pending bills and resolutions.
Second and final reading of an ordinance to annex Dorchester County TMS numbers 13000000020, 716 North Maple Street, 130000004, 156 Labyrinth Lane, 130000005, 708 North Maple Street, 130000006, 712 North Maple Street, 130000036 North Maple Street, 130000033 Old Dairy Road, 13000000019 81 East Turner Street, and 13000000034 North Maple Street, and Berkeley County TMS number 730000036 Old Dairy Road, approximately 250.046 acres total, currently zoned R4 multifamily residential in Dorchester County and Flex 1 in Berkeley County, and will be zoned PUD Planned Development District upon annexation to the town of Somerville's municipal limits. Proposed council district 1.
Yeah, motion.
Make a motion, we approve second and final reading of the ordinance to annex this property.
I'll second that.
Okay, so motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Raise your right hand.
All
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes,
Mr.
carried.
Mr. Mayor, I would just like to state for the record that I've abstained from voting on this matter or participating in any of the discussion, and have filed a written recusal with the town clerk and corporation council.
Okay, Mr. McIntosh. Okay, the ayes carry. Okay, Ms. Beth.
Next, second and final reading of an ordinance to annex Dorchester County TMS number 14507030029, approximately 0.27 acres, lot 40, located at 109 Dove Lane, currently zoned R2 Single Family Residential in Dorchester County, and will be zoned GR5 General Residential upon annexation into the town of Somerville's municipal limits. This is in proposed Council District 3.
Yeah, motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move that we give second final reading of the ordinance.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry.
All right, next. Second and final reading of an ordinance to temporarily suspend portions of the provision of town ordinances sections 8-122 payment accommodation taxes and 8-124 violation and penalties for non-payment of accommodation tax, and to correct the mailing address for payments.
Yeah, motion.
Make a motion, we approve second and final reading of this ordinance.
Second.
I'll second that.
Mr. Mayor, I do have a motion to amend. It's a technical motion at the request of Corporation Council, but that we would amend under be it ordained paragraph 2, where it says beginning at 12:01 a.m. on June 1st, 2020. That should be amended to say July 1st, 2020.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 We need to vote on the motion too, Bill?
Yes, we've amended it. Now we have to vote on the
Okay.
Ordinance, the second
All right,
reading.
all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Raise your right hand.
Aye.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Beth.
Second and final reading of an ordinance to temporarily suspend the provision of town ordinance section 8-142 payment of local hospitality tax and sections 8-145 violations.
Okay, here, motion.
Make a motion, we approve second and final reading of this ordinance.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Bill, would the July 1st date apply here too?
That one was correct.
Okay, we're ready to vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes carried.
All right, next, second and final reading of an ordinance to temporarily suspend the provision of town ordinance section 8-42 delinquent license taxes, partial payment subsection A.
Okay, I hear a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes carried. Okay, introduction to bills and resolutions.
First reading of an ordinance to amend ordinance 2-291A by changing the fiscal year to begin on July 1st and end on June 30th of each year.
I'll make a motion to give this ordinance first reading. And would you, is that for clarification, is that in 2021?
Yes.
Okay, we got a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say yes. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carried.
All right, first reading of an ordinance to amend the Somerville Unified Development Ordinance, Title 8 Tree Protection, Landscaping and Screening, Chapter 3 Tree Protection, Subsection 3B3 Preservation during construction.
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
For the public, can we get a verbal on what this is?
Jesse still, Rebecca, you want to explain that?
Yes, sir. Some council members came to staff about some concerns regarding the chain link fences that are required required as protection during construction for protected trees. This removes the requirement for it to just be chain link fence and allows for it to be a protective barrier approved by staff. And this will still have to go back to the planning commission and then come back to you guys for second reading.
Just a point of order, a point of law that I think maybe GW might want to take a look at. I don't believe just because an item is in the UDO, it's got to go before the planning commission. My reading of that statute is that if you have a planning commission, they have to hear anything involved in zoning or zoning map. And this is not a zoning item. But again, that legal issue is not my call, it's GW's.
And I just, as far as, this particular amendment, I think the purpose behind requiring the chain link fencing was valid, that you want to have a true hard barrier and not police tape or something like that, because sometimes accidentally and sometimes not accidentally, trees come down when the barrier is not real. But particularly with smaller projects, the requirement that the hard barrier be chain link fencing was, in my view, pretty onerous. So I think this is striking the right balance.
And I agree. I had a complaint this weekend for the same thing on private property. And their point was, these are my trees. I'm not going to kill one intentionally.
And I do want to mention that we're still, I think part of the change to change it to the chain link was because everyone's dissatisfaction with the orange fence that was, silk cut type fence that was put around that really didn't provide any barrier at all. So that will still not be allowed. You'll be allowed to use fence if you want to, but then you'd also be allowed to use lumber or anything that meets the requirement of the 4 feet high that is approved by the planning staff.
Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I don't think we need to go before the planning commission, and I think at some point we need to resolve whether or not the entire UDO, whether we are prohibited from making an amendment without going through the planning commission, or whether that requirement only applies strictly to zoning and to zoning map. That's the way I read it, but again, I think GW needs to render an opinion on that before we waste a whole lot of time and effort of the planning commission sending them stuff they don't need to get.
GW, you out there?
I've got it written down, and my gut opinion is I think Councilman Bailey is probably correct, but I'll confirm that.
Okay, you can check on it and let us know, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, appreciate it. Okay, all in favor of this motion, signify by saying, raising your right hand on aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes carried. Okay, Beth.
All right. First reading of an ordinance approving a proposed development agreement for HIC Land LLC, the Whitfield Tract, or its successor in title, and authorizing the execution and delivery of a development agreement and other instruments, including the implementation of a planned unit development document relating thereto by and between the town of Somerville and HIC Land LLC. This is for Berkeley County TMS number 208-0002-013 for a total of 973 acres.
Mr. Mayor, I would move.
We approve first reading of an ordinance for this development.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
I would just like to kind of echo Mayor Waring's comments during the public hearing. I've been doing this for a little while, about 9 years on council, but I've been around real estate development and different hats that I've worn. I have never seen a developer more willing to sit down and talk to planning staff, to elected officials, to neighbors, whether those neighbors were residential or commercial, and hear concerns and try to act on concerns. This thing did start out as 1,700 residential units. I was not in favor of the first proposal at all. While it is true that the wetlands delineation did contribute to some of the reduction in single-family homes, Mr. Hoyer had already committed to a significant reduction prior to the new wetlands delineation. And Mr. Robbins said it exactly right. The increase in commercial to include light industrial, which was not part of the original proposal, that did not come as a result of the wetlands delineation. It came as a result of feedback from this council. And I certainly understand the concerns of Baker Motor Company and Home Telephone Company. And I am confident that the revisions to the traffic plan will accommodate the needs of Mr. Baker and Mr. Helmley.
Thank you, Bill. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of this motion signify by raising your right hand and saying aye.
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 Got that, Beth?
Yes, sir.
Any opposed? Ayes carried.
All right, first reading of an ordinance to amend the Somerville Comprehensive Plan, Section 1, and Town of Somerville Future Land Use Map Number 2, currently designated as Employee Growth District to Neighborhood Mixed Use with a Commercial Activity Center focal point at the area closest to Interstate 26.
I have a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I would move approval of the first reading of the amendment.
Second.
A motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Not all in favor, signify by raising your right hand and saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes carried. Miscellaneous.
Consideration of agreement between the Town of Somerville and Dorchester County for the provision of fire service in the Miles Road area.
Mr. Mayor, if I might make one comment before council discusses that. I got a call from John Frampton, the county attorney today, and he had just been given the agreement, and he called to ask or make a request, of which I have no objections whatsoever. And that would be that if there are any minor changes, such as putting in a start date for when we will get the bids out, that type of thing. It won't change the substance of the agreement to authorize the town administrator to make those changes without having to come back to council again. So I have no problems with that, but that's council's decision. And I think I talked with Rebecca and she's fine with that. So
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Second. Motion made and seconded. We approve that with GW's recommendations. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say yes. Raise your
Yes.
right hand. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes carry. Motion we adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Aye, Tom boy.